Hey booktube! Welcome back to my channel and to kind of like a reading vlog slash experiment, I guess. So you may remember a short while ago I hauled a bunch of fantasy romance novels which are kind of slightly out of my comfort zone because I don't tend to gravitate towards like romance heavy plot lines in books. That said, having hauled so many like romance heavy books at once, and with Valentine's Day sort of like fast approaching, I kind of decided that I wanted to give myself like a little challenge, like a little miniature like themed reading vlog. And basically what I'm going to be doing is for like the next week or two ish, I haven't really like put like a time limit on this, but for the next short while I'm going to be reading only fantasy romance. Yep, you heard me. In the lead up to Valentine's Day, I'm going to be focusing on specifically just romance heavy fantasy or romance fantasy or fantasy romance. I don't know. And the books that I'm going to be picking from are basically the books from that haul, although I think I have like a couple others on my shelves that might count. I think I'm mainly going to be focusing on the books from that haul. I don't know which exact ones I'm going to be gravitating towards. I'm just going to pick up whichever one I feel like once I finish like the next book at the time. So like when I finish one, I will just pick up whichever one I am drawn to next. And I don't really have a specific reason for doing this. I'm not like trying to like change my mind on the romance genre because I don't think my opinion is like that set in stone. I just have like a preference. But it will be interesting, I think, to see and maybe to like immerse myself, you know, in the romance side of booktube, especially at this time of year. So yeah, if you feel like you're in the mood for a fantastical romantic themed reading vlog, then do stay tuned. I won't be putting in spoilers, by the way, for any of the books that I'm reading. So like while I might check in every now and again while I'm reading like with some of my thoughts about the book that I'm currently reading, I won't be giving spoilers, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. Okay, so I think that's about it. With that said, the next clip you will see will be the one where I have chosen my first read. And so hopefully you enjoy this video, hopefully I enjoy this video. We'll see how it goes. Hey booktube! It has been a while since I've done one of these. It's been like a year almost. And in the spirit of the new year, you can see that like I am still in bed. I am wearing anime pajamas. And this is just going to be the vibe that I'm going for. It's the lockdown remix. We don't leave the house, we stay in bed. And so the first book that I wanted to start with is The Shadows Between Us by Tricia Levenseller. I don't know much about this book. I think it's something to do with the main character is trying to like wed, I think it's like the king or something, and she intends to like kill him and take his kingdom as revenge, something, and I'm assuming it's going to be dark and twisty and maybe have like an angsty enemies to lovers type romance, or maybe that won't be the romance at all. I don't really know. But it's a fantasy book and the plot centres very heavily around this romance, fake or otherwise. So this is my book number one. It's not very big, which is good for me. So I am just going to lay in my bed here and I'm going to start reading this, and I will keep checking in with you and let you know how I get on with my first taste of a fantasy romance in quite a while. I'm feeling well prepared for this. My hair is somehow this like, it was red, but it's turned like this very like romantic deep pink. I feel like I'm passing the vibe check. Okay, well, with that said, it's time to get reading. Hello, just checking in. I've read the first chapter and I didn't realise that like, judging by the names, it seems like Greek inspired, or at least the names do. I like it so far. It's in first person, which I'm not always a huge fan of, but so far the writing is fine, except that I have come across what I'm going to refer to as have you ever read My Immortal, the Harry Potter fanfiction, the Inuit Darkness Dementia Raven Way, the descriptions? We've got our first instance, and when I was reading it I got like halfway through this paragraph and I just thought, I'm reminded of My Immortal. I wear close-fitted pants beneath a floor-length overskirt, which parts in the middle to show off the pants. Heeled boots raise me an extra inch off the floor. The overskirt is short-sleeved, but I wear long gloves so they overlap the sleeves. My top is tied in the back beneath the overskirt, the neckline just short of my collarbone. Modest and yet not matronly. A black rose pendant rests on a choker around my neck. Matching earrings dangle from my lobes, and my hair is half up in a loose twist. I half expect her to walk into the palace, and she'll be like, a group of preps put up their middle fingers at me, and I just... That's not to say I dislike it, I'm not making fun of it. Like, you can't read 2 paragraphs of outfit description and not think of My Immortal when it's like that. I just kind of had to mention it. Hello. I just got done filming something else, so I thought I would jump in to say that actually last night I finished reading The Shadows Between Us. It was a really short book, so it didn't take me that long to read, but I have to admit that like for a lot of it I wasn't that interested in getting back into the story. I think I had expected so much more with this. By the cover and the description, I thought it would be like, I don't know, darker or angstier or something like that, but it really wasn't. It was very straightforward, and like, in fact, weirdly, the plot about like wanting to completely take over was almost entirely inconsequential, because like I understand that those were her motivations, but if you'd swapped them out for just wanting to marry the king and that's it, and not murder him, like barely anything would have been different. So yeah, not as like dark or gothic or angsty or anything as I'd thought. And I'll probably go into more like detail in like a wrap up, but this was pretty disappointing. I thought if it gave me like, you know, the angsty kind of vibes, that it would be my thing, but seeing as they just were not present, it was not my thing. It wasn't atrocious, it's maybe like a low 3 stars at like best, but it's not like horrible, it's just not to my taste. I definitely feel like, I don't know, I think the number one thing that like I didn't like about this book was that the main character really does have main character syndrome. She was prettier than everyone else, she was smarter than everyone else, she did everything better than everyone else, her dresses were always the best and everyone wanted to look like her, and every single man she meets is like immediately in love with her, and everyone wants to propose with her, be with her, and like she has like she's the most like modern and forward-thinking and feminist of all the girls, except for the fact that there's one girl in here that everybody like hates for literally no reason other than she's just another girl, and they do something actually pretty awful to her, and again I won't say what because of spoilers, but like in this own scenario the girl did nothing wrong. The only reason that this other girl was considered like an enemy was because she just didn't like the main character, but I don't think she spoke a single line until like maybe the moment that they were, I don't know, doing something awful to her. So I didn't really like that. I don't think she actually was very like nice or feminist or anything like that. I don't like that kind of character. I don't like the kind of character who's good at everything, but like in a way that's noticeably better than everyone else. Like she has to be the best at everything. Everything. There's nothing that she's bad at, and everyone loves her. Oh, it's so annoying. I didn't like the character. It's really not my kind of... It said fantasy. I mean, yeah, sure, there's a king that has like vague shadow powers that they don't do much. It's not really what I would call a fantasy, and I didn't enjoy the romance. So far, my fantasy romance experiment thing is not going well, because this is the one that I kind of had like the highest hopes for, I think. So I'm not really feeling it right now. Yeah. So anyway, it's one book down at least. I have like a lot more days of reading to go, and I don't know what I'm gonna pick as my next book. A friend really wants me to start reading Crescent City, but I don't think I could finish that before Valentine's Day. I just don't think I just can't. It's too big. So I guess the next time you see me, I will have picked book 2, whatever that may be. And hopefully book 2 is better than this, because this... not my thing. So yeah, sucks. Sucks for me. Anyway, I'll see you in the next clip. Hello internet, it's been not that long since I last spoke, like a couple hours or something. And I have decided on my next fantasy romance read. So book number 2 is going to be The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. And I've decided on this because one, it's like really well known and well loved on BookTube, so I figure I should probably read it at some point, especially since I have like the whole trilogy. So like I need to, you know, excuse myself for buying the whole set. And 2, it's also really short, which is always a bonus for me. So yeah, my internet is actually down today, which kind of really sucks, and I can't even do work. It's really bad. And it's not going to be fixed anytime soon. So I really don't have anything else to do, so I guess I'm going to crack on reading this, and I guess just hope that it's better than the last one. Okay, hi, hello. First chapter in, and why is every fantasy romance like in first person? Are they all like that? I'm so tired of first person. So I'd heard, like, I knew that this was set in like a fairy land or whatever. I didn't realise that the real world was also going to play a part in this. I don't know how much it's going to play, but I don't know, it kind of set me off on the wrong foot having to like read like about a really modern Americanized setting. It's honestly the last thing I ever want to see when I open a fantasy book, so Yeah, I think it was a prologue like out of the way. I think the real story is going to start now because that was all set in like the past. So despite my better judgment, I will persevere. Oh wow. Also, that is like the shortest chapter ever. Hey, it's time for a check-in. It's been about a day. I've dyed my hair again. I'm no longer a romantic pink shade unless you count like this little section at the top. Book-wise, I'll say so far it's really boring. My personal dislike in fantasy is portal fantasy, or just like any variation of a portal fantasy. And so like I don't like when like our real world exists, and I always find like those sections in books like with the real world, I just find those bits extremely boring. Also, I don't know if you can see, like while reading, there's like ink and gold leaf coming off on my hand like from the book, so I've taken to like holding the book like in a cloth or something else. I know that's technically what like the dust jacket is for, but I don't also want to ruin the dust jacket, so I've put it back on for now, just so that I can like hold it. But yeah, I don't know what that's about. It's like the book is punishing me for not enjoying it. I will keep reading though, because I am like, at least I am able to read right now, and also it's been snowing again today. I don't know what the British weather is doing, but honestly, anything to do with snow just makes me feel so cute and cozy and comfy, and puts me in kind of like a reading mood. So I'm hoping I can get through this book quickly. Hello, just me checking in. I honestly don't have that much to update on, but I've been filming something else and I really like this outfit, so I intend to film as much like this as I can. So I made a note of where I got to chapter... Oh yeah, I just finished chapter 11, and not to totally go back on what I said before, but I think the book is getting more interesting now. I'm still not sold on the romance, and I think there's like a very obvious romance trope happening, and I also think that there's like kind of an obvious red herring love interest. I think I'm right. But there's now been a plot development which does not like center around Jude's boring daily life and like her bullies, so I think there is finally going to be like some actual plot for me to enjoy. So yeah, that's my update at this point. I'm not actually hating the book. I'm hoping that this is where it'll get good, so I don't know, expect another check-in. Shit just kicked off. I feel like finally this book is getting interesting, but I do want to say I was fully expecting this. Yeah, so this is more along the lines of what I like to read in fantasy, so I think I'm finally going to be enjoying it more, and I hope it continues to be more like this towards the end, because I don't have that far to go. I feel like in the UK it's been snowing for days. It might have been snowing a minute ago, but that is a parrot in my British garden. Wait. There's 4 parrots. There's 4 parrots. There are 4 parrots in my garden. There's 3 here and another one just flew into the tree. There's 4 parrots. What the hell? I'm so confused. It's like parrots, snow. Apparently they are ring-necked parakeets, and they're apparently the UK's only naturalised parrots. Hey, so it's kind of late now. There's no more snow or parrots, at least that I can see. And update, I finished reading this. I feel like I went through the last like part of this book so fast. So I will say, yes, my suspicions were confirmed. No spoilers, I won't say who, for what, or anything, but like, I was suspicious and I was justified. Yeah, final verdict. Weirdly, I think, I actually really liked this book. I was not expecting to, especially at the beginning. I wasn't really a fan of Jude, and to be fair, I thought the whole beginning was really slow and really boring, and I just did not care about like Jude and her bullies and her like, I just didn't care. But you give me like a bit of political intrigue and like some actual interesting plot development, yes. I actually really liked this book. I actually really enjoyed the ending of this book. It's a bit fresh at the moment. I think I'm gonna rate this like a high 3 stars. I considered it 4 stars. I didn't like the beginning that much, so I don't think this is like a 4-star book, but high 3 stars. Is this the best book I've read so far this year? Maybe. That's a weird thought. I didn't think I'd like this. Okay, yeah, so I don't totally see like all the hype, but I admit I like this book. I think this is a good book. I really enjoyed the ending. I'm hoping that that means that book 2 will be more of like this ending, and I think that now that I've finished this, I am in fact going to go and pick up book 2, like straight away. I'm gonna go straight onto book 2. Who would have suspected this? Not me. I can predict a lot of things in books, I can't always predict my own taste in books, apparently. So yeah, I thought this would be like really middling and mediocre and kind of bland, and like it sort of is, but it's also really enjoyable. Like the last half of this was very enjoyable, so I am definitely going to go and pick up book 2. Yeah, what else do I say? It's late, so I am going to end this clip here, but you already know the third book I'm going to pick up for this vlog, and so far my adventures into reading fantasy romance, they're not going too bad, actually. Yeah, so I'm gonna see how I get on with book 2. Hello, once again. I just finished filming something else, so I'm on like a tight schedule here, but I thought I would drop in because I actually finished reading The Wicked King. I finished it already, and I only made 2 notes to come back to because I knew I wasn't gonna have time to like do check-ins, and my only 2 notes are thus. Number 1, Carden has naked titty catgirls carved into his bed. A man of taste. And the other one is that in the epilogue, is that a Yuri on Ice reference? Don't at me, that's a Yuri on Ice reference. I would know that anime anywhere. The last thing I expected to see was a Yuri on Ice reference. And I can't believe Jude isn't watching it, enraptured in the drama of the ice skate. You can't, honestly, her character is losing points for me for not paying attention to the show. But yeah, I went straight on to The Queen of Nothing, and look how far in I am. I'm on book 2. I'm 169 pages in, and it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, so I kind of need to finish this tonight. So I'm pretty sure I will though. So that means that my last check-in tomorrow, or late tonight, probably tomorrow, should be my last one. So when you next see me, I will have hopefully finished the series. So wish me luck. Hello. For the last time in this vlog, I have finally finished reading this series. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did, and I definitely didn't expect to be able to like read it as quick as I did. These aren't the best books I've ever read, they're not like my favourites, and I don't know if I will ever reread them, but I did enjoy reading them, and I'm very appreciative of these books because something about them is just so easy to read. They were very easy to just like binge and fly through. I don't know, it was a nice, enjoyable experience, and I think the fact that the romance was like dragged on for 3 books, that's definitely how I prefer it. Could you class this as enemies to lovers slow burn? Because I think you can, which is slightly more my area. I didn't really anticipate reading like one full series for this like vlog thing. I kind of thought that I might read the first one, and then whether I liked it or not, I kind of thought that maybe I would like pick up a different like romance book or something. So this has kind of turned a little bit into a what is it, Folk of Air series reading vlog, which was unintended, but that's just how it turned out. I think it was probably good to have like a break from the kind of books that I was reading before, which were like very not romance heavy, because I always feel like when romance is the focus, things like plot and stuff get a little bit simplified, and it was kind of simple in this, but it was still enjoyable, and I don't know, it was nice to be able to have something easy to binge, I guess. Like the amount of books that I've read this month has definitely increased compared to like last month. I'm definitely reading a lot more now. I think I'm getting used to like taking time to read books again, so this experiment has been good for just getting me back to reading, and I definitely like that I actually enjoyed what I was reading, so that was nice. Although I don't think that I really learned anything else about like myself or like how much I do or don't like romance genres, because I kind of knew before this that it was all really about the execution, and it's not that I hate romance in general, it's just that I hate when it's like the focus, because I find it very hard to like care about a character when their whole thing is just be with another person or whatever. Like I couldn't read a contemporary romance, really, because I just do not care. I just like at all. I just don't. But I think if it's mixed up enough in like the plot and the story and like some good fantasy elements, I still like that. So I think I knew that already. So I'm not really sure what this has proved, although it is Valentine's Day today as I say this, and hopefully as I post this, if I can edit that fast. So this has been like a nice fun seasonal reading vlog, and I did manage to read 4 books from it. I did anticipate that I would like finish this and be able to at least start something else, but I guess I'm just not that quick. Also that I finished a series, like I finished a whole series, which is good because that's something that I want to do more of. I'm dragging on this outro way too long, so I guess I will try to be a bit more discerning in the future when I hear people talk about books that are like very romance centric. I'll probably maybe look into it more, because I guess if your favourite part of the book is the romance, maybe that's all you want to talk about. But I feel like this series had a lot else going for it that wasn't like just the romance. Anyway, I have talked too long, and I need to edit this and upload it today. What time is it? It's 2:30, so I have like less than 2 hours to get this up, so we'll see if I manage that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. February, Valentine's Day is the time for romance, so hopefully this has been like a nice, in keeping with the season kind of video. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if so, maybe I will try and make more in the future. So that's been about it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. But other than that, that's been about it for this video, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!